You, the one reading this, yes, you. There's something you need to understand. Your rise in this world is no accident. You weren't lucky. You weren't randomly picked. You were chosen. Not by chance, but by purpose. When the world was dark, you showed up as a spark. And that spark, once small, is now a fire they can't ignore. People laughed at you. They mocked you when you stayed quiet. They couldn't understand your dreams, so they called you crazy. You aimed higher than they could see, and instead of cheering you on, they tried to pull you back down. They whispered lies. They spread rumors. They rolled their eyes when your name came up, hoping you'd stay invisible. But you didn't. You couldn't. Because deep down, something inside you kept burning. Every time they tried to bury you, they made a mistake. They didn't know they were planting something. That pain, that silence, that rejection, it became the soil. And in that soil, something began to grow. What they tried to kill has now become something unstoppable. And now, here you are. Stronger, louder, brighter. What once was a whisper is now a roar, not from your mouth, but from your presence. The world is starting to feel your heat. Every like, every share, every comment, it's not just interaction. It's a call, a signal, a wave saying, wake up. More of us are out here. If this message speaks to something inside of you, that's not random. That's a reminder. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or made fun of for dreaming big, you are not alone. You are one of us. And your strength is the proof. You stood when you could have fallen. You stayed true when it would have been easier to fake it. That disrespect you faced, it didn't break you, it woke you up. You're not just surviving hardship. You were built for more. You're carrying a light inside you that was never meant to fit into the small boxes they made. And with that light comes weight, pressure, responsibility. Some people feel it the moment you walk in. That's why they react so strongly. They sense it, that you're not here to play along. You're here to change the rules. But hear this, their attacks were never really about you. They weren't fighting you. They were fighting what you stand for. Purpose, power, truth, and that's something they can't handle. That's why they tried to bring you down. Because when you shine, it exposes everything they're not. You didn't just rattle their ego, you disturbed their comfort. You were the mirror they didn't want to look into. So they tried to define you, insult you, silence you. But what they couldn't define, they couldn't control. And what they couldn't control, they feared. You became the threat, not because of your words or actions, but because of your being. Your light spoke louder than anything they had to say. And now, they're watching. They're watching the very person they tried to erase begin to rise. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. Their stories don't hold anymore. Their lies don't land. The people they convinced to turn against you, even they are starting to see the truth. Masks are falling. The real betrayers are being exposed. Not by your hands, but by the balance of the universe itself. You see, the universe keeps receipts. Every cruel word, every sneaky act, every time they twisted your kindness into weakness, it's all noted. And now? Now the scales are shifting. Call it karma, energy, divine justice, whatever name you want. It's coming. Not because you chased it, but because you aligned with truth. You stayed in your lane, and now everything else is being moved out of your way. This isn't about revenge. This is about clarity. It's about stepping into your path without apology. Your peace? That's their punishment. Your progress? That's the lesson. You're not glowing to brag, you're glowing because you refuse to let the dark win. And here's something even deeper. When you enter a room now, things feel different. The energy shifts. People notice. Not because you shout or demand attention, but because your very presence speaks louder than any noise they could make. You've become undeniable. And the very people who tried to erase you are haunted by the fact that they couldn't. They hate you not because of what you've done, but because of what you are. A reminder, a reflection. You showed them what they ran from. You reminded them of the dreams they gave up on. And now, your very existence makes their shadows louder. They didn't understand you, so they feared you. And in their fear, they tried to destroy what they couldn't define. But some things can't be touched. Some things are protected. You were never walking alone. Every lonely step, every night you cried, every moment you felt invisible, it was sacred ground. It was where your strength was being built. Now look, the ones who tried to silence you are crumbling. Not because you harmed them, but because their own actions are catching up to them. That's not coincidence. That's balance. That's justice moving quietly through the world. And you're just getting started. You were never meant to stay small, never meant to stay hidden. They thought they could write your story for you, but your path was already written in truth, in purpose, in light. And no lie can rewrite it. Let go of the need to prove anything to anyone. You owe no one an explanation. Your rise is the answer. Your healing is the proof. Your glow is the echo of everything they tried to kill and failed. They tried to break you, but all they did was wake you up. Tried to drown you, but all they did was teach you how to breathe under pressure. They tried to make you feel like you were nothing, and now they're watching you become everything they never expected. So walk like you're unstoppable, because you are. Not because you're better than them, but because you remembered who you are. Because you chose not to shrink for their comfort. Because you stood your ground even when your knees shook. That's strength. That's power. Let them deal with what they created. The fire they lit is burning their own lies now. And you're free. You're becoming. You're more alive than ever. You don't have to scream to be heard. You don't have to fight to win. Your existence is enough. Your truth is loud enough. And your path, it's yours alone. Keep going. Keep glowing. Keep rising. Not for them, for you. For the ones watching. For the ones still in the dark, waiting for someone like you to show them what's possible. And when they ask how you did it, how you kept going, how you survived, smile. Tell them, I didn't survive to prove anything. I survived because I was meant to. They tried to build a world out of lies, a place where they could twist the truth and control the story. But every time you took a step forward, their fake world started to crack. They thought they could bury you under their gossip, their fake smiles, and their quiet cruelty. But instead of breaking, you rose. They told stories to turn people against you. But now those same people are starting to see clearly. Eyes that were once blind are now wide open. What was hidden is being exposed. What they thought was a secret is now public. And the person they tried to shame is the one walking free. You didn't just make it through, you grew. You rose above their reach. You kept going even when they wanted you to fall. You held on to truth when they clung to lies. And now the truth, slow but powerful, has taken its place. It's like a river that carves through rock. It may not move fast, but it always gets where it's going. And the truth is on your side. They attacked you because they were afraid of your strength. Your energy was steady, strong, and real, and it made their fake world shake. That scared them. So they whispered lies, made shady deals, and tried to turn others against you. But light doesn't hide. It shines, even when it's surrounded by darkness. And the longer it shines, the more the darkness fades. That's what's happening now. Their fear is showing. They can't keep up the act. They say one thing, then another, then the opposite. Their own lies are catching up with them, and their story is falling apart. They used to be so sure of themselves, laughing, mocking, thinking they had won. But now their laughter is empty. Their boldness has turned to regret. They look over their shoulders, wondering what's coming. And what's coming is something they never expected. Consequences. Real ones. Not from you, but from the universe itself. You didn't fight them with hate. You didn't throw back what they gave you. You stayed grounded, and that's what protected you. The universe saw the truth, your truth, and now it's moving in your favor. They thought you were weak. But what they didn't see was that every time they disrespected you, they were stacking up debt. And now the debt is due. They messed with the wrong soul. You were never just a person to tear down. You were chosen. You were meant to shine, not to be silenced. Every act of disrespect toward you woke up something powerful. Call it karma, call it justice. Whatever it is, it doesn't forget. It moves slow, but it hits hard. Now they can't escape what they set in motion. They built traps for you, and now they're caught in them. They lied, cheated, and plotted, and now they're the ones looking over their shoulders. They thought they could hurt you and walk away free. But energy doesn't lie. Every move they made sent out a signal, and now those signals are coming back like an echo that doesn't stop. They thought they could laugh at your pain. They thought they could mock your journey. But what they didn't know is that you were never alone. The universe was always listening, always watching, and now it's answering. You didn't need to fight back with the same weapons. Your silence was enough. Your peace was powerful. Your strength was steady. While they screamed for attention, you stayed calm. While they plotted, you healed. And now they're left with guilt, confusion, and fear, all things they tried to throw at you. Their world is falling apart. The deals they depended on are disappearing. The people they counted on are walking away. The doors they expected to open are now slamming shut. Everything they thought was solid is now shaking. And you? You're rising. You're not rising because it's easy. You're rising because you let go of the weight they tried to place on you. You dropped the anger, the need to prove anything, the urge to get revenge. And in that letting go, you found freedom. You found strength. You found clarity. You are not a victim. You are a storm, the kind that clears the air, that shakes the ground, that brings new life. You didn't need to shout. Your presence speaks loud enough. And your journey? It's far from over. You're just getting started. They thought they could control the story, but now the story is slipping out of their hands. The more they try to hold on, the faster it falls apart. Their pride won't let them admit they were wrong. But deep down, they know. They know they pushed too far. They know they crossed a line. And they know they've lost. They built their world by tearing others down. But you? You built yours by rising every time you were pushed. That's the difference. That's why you win. Your energy is different now. You walk with peace. You speak with truth. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. Let them wonder. Let them struggle. Let them deal with the mess they created. You've already moved on, and the universe is clearing the way. You may feel alone sometimes, but you're not lost. You're just being prepared. The space around you is opening up for something bigger, something better. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt yourself. Every time you were disrespected, it set off a ripple. And now those ripples are waves, crashing back at the ones who sent them. It's not revenge, it's balance. It's the natural law of energy returning to its source. They tried to bury you. They tried to silence you. But in doing that, they gave you more power. They gave you more purpose. And now you're unstoppable. Your silence is loud. Your peace is powerful. And your presence is enough. They see it now. The same people who once doubted you are starting to realize you were never the problem. You were the light they couldn't handle. Let their guilt sit with them. Let their regrets follow them. That's not your burden anymore. You've already done your part. You stood your ground. You kept your heart clean. You stayed aligned. And now the universe is answering on your behalf. Don't let their noise shake you. Don't let their confusion distract you. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep glowing. They thought they ended your story, but they were just the opening chapter. You're not just surviving anymore, you're thriving. Let their apologies come late. Let their explanations fall flat. You owe them nothing. Your growth is your closure. Your peace is your power. Your life is the proof that truth always wins, even if it takes time. You are chosen. That means your path is protected, your journey is guided, and your power is real. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. You're not here to please them. You're here to fulfill your purpose. They played with your name, threw dirt on it, and thought it wouldn't come back to them. But now they're learning. When you mess with someone chosen, the universe responds. Now you walk differently. You move with purpose. You carry a light that can't be dimmed. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them sit with their own choices. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. And they couldn't handle that. So they tried to break you. But instead, they awakened a force they couldn't control. You didn't need to strike back. The truth is striking for you. And now they're facing the very storm they tried to create. They hurt you, and now they can't escape it. What they did has followed them into every part of their lives, into their homes, their thoughts, even their sleep. They once walked proudly, but now they're haunted by the choices they made. The peace they once enjoyed is gone. Why? Because they mocked something bigger than them. They messed with a force they didn't understand, and now they're stuck inside the very mess they created. And you? You survived what should have broken you. You endured pain, betrayal, and loneliness. Maybe you asked yourself why. Maybe it felt like the universe was against you. But the truth is, it was never punishment. It was preparation. It was a test to reveal the people who were never meant to stay in your life. You were never being broken down, you were being cleaned up. You were being shaped for something bigger. The people who left, the ones who lied, the ones who tried to pull you down, they were meant to be removed. Now they're drowning in the chaos they tried to throw at you. You didn't fight them. You didn't seek revenge. You just kept moving forward. You kept healing, kept building yourself in silence. And while they were hoping to see you fail, you were rising. Quietly. Consistently. Stronger every day. Your success burns them, not because you attacked, but because you didn't need to. Your growth is louder than any revenge. Your wins are like mirrors, showing them everything they've lost. They whisper about you, hoping others still believe their lies. But their words don't carry weight anymore. People are starting to see the truth. The ones who turned against you are now being questioned. Their masks are slipping. Every door that opens for you is proof that they were wrong. Every little win, every small moment of peace is a reminder that what's meant for you can't be stolen. They tried to break your spirit, but they only built your foundation. They didn't realize that while they were playing games, you were being chosen. You were being protected. Everything they tried to use against you is now working against them. They thought they could trap you, but they trapped themselves. Now they're stuck in careers that are going nowhere, relationships that are falling apart, and lives that are missing the peace they tried to take from you. That's not coincidence. That's balance. That's how the universe works. Lies fall apart. Truth stands tall, even if it takes time. And you didn't need to scream to prove your worth. Your silence, your patience, your growth, they did the talking. You didn't have to curse them. Life is doing that for you. You're calm in the middle of all their chaos? That's the real punishment. They can't understand how you're still standing, still smiling, still moving forward. But deep down, they know. They know you were never ordinary. You were never weak. You were chosen. Now look at where you are. You walk into rooms they used to dominate, and they can't even look you in the eye. Your presence makes them uncomfortable, not because of what you say, but because of what you represent. You are a reminder of their failure. You're proof that good people don't stay down forever. Everything they took from you, your peace, your dignity, your voice, it's all coming back. But not just coming back, it's multiplying. You're being blessed in ways they never saw coming. And while your life is blooming, theirs is unraveling. Not because you wished it, but because you were protected the whole time. They thought they were stealing something from you. But what they tried to take wasn't even theirs to begin with. It was sacred. It was guarded. And now it's slipping from their hands like sand in a storm. They don't understand why things are falling apart. But you do. You know. You saw what they did. You felt every wound and you kept going. That's why your rise hurts them. Because they thought they could destroy you and walk away clean. But the universe never forgets. What you sow, you reap. They planted envy, lies, betrayal, and now their lives are full of the same. Their wins were fake. Their success was stolen. And now it's turning to dust. People they once impressed are backing away. Those who once sided with them are starting to ask questions. They wanted to isolate you, but now they're the ones standing alone. Because their rebellion wasn't just against you, it was against truth, against justice, against the very energy that chose you. That's why nothing is working for them now. That's why peace won't return. You didn't have to curse them. You didn't have to get even. The shift is already happening. Their punishment is that they have to watch you thrive. Every smile on your face, every goal you reach is a message they can't ignore. And no matter how much they try to pretend they're unbothered, it shows. In their eyes, in their silence, in the way they avoid your presence. They called you weak, but it took strength to stay silent. They called you dramatic, but you were just feeling deeply. They said you were too sensitive, but now you're the one glowing while they're drowning in what they created. Their pride is broken. Their reputation is cracking. They built their story on lies, and now the truth is shining through. Your rise isn't just personal. It's a message, a sign, a warning to those who try to play with chosen people. Destiny can't be derailed by cruelty. Purpose can't be stopped by gossip. The light on you now isn't just yours. It's the universe saying, I told you so. And what's wild is you're just getting started. They thought they saw your best, but you were only getting warmed up. The peace you have now, the growth, the clarity, it's just the beginning. There's more coming, more doors opening, more blessings flowing. You were delayed, not denied. You were hidden, not forgotten. So keep walking forward. Don't look back. Let them sit with their choices. Let them live with the loss. You don't owe them anything. Not forgiveness if you're not ready. Not a second chance. Not an explanation. You've already said everything you needed to through your actions, your healing, your resilience. They tried to write your story for you, but they didn't have the pen. You do. And the chapters ahead are going to be powerful, joyful, unshakable. You're walking into rooms that were once close to you, and this time, no one can shut them again. You don't need to explain your light. You don't have to downplay your shine. You were never meant to blend in. You were built to stand out. You are not the villain in their story. You're just the part they couldn't control. You're the truth they couldn't silence. You are the proof that some people are chosen for something greater, and that no scheme, no lie, no betrayal can ever stop that. So if you feel this in your soul, you're not alone. Others like you are waking up too. We see you. We feel you. The shift has already started, and it's only getting stronger. The universe is realigning. What was stolen is returning. What was hidden is being revealed. And what was meant for you is coming in full force. They tried to stop you. They failed. They tried to break you. You rebuilt. They tried to silence you. Now your life speaks louder than ever. And to them, let them watch. Let them feel what they made. The circle they drew to trap you is closing in around them. That's justice. Quiet, precise, divine. You didn't need to fight back. You didn't need to plot or take revenge. The universe saw it all. Every lie, every shady action, every fake smile pretending to care while hiding bad intentions, it didn't go unnoticed. While they were trying to break you down, acting like they were better than you, the universe was keeping track. And now the bill is coming due. What they thought was a victory is turning into a trap they built with their own hands. If you pay attention, you'll notice it. You'll see fear hiding behind their pride. You'll see fake confidence trying to cover up stress and guilt. They're not at peace. Their smiles don't come from joy. They come from trying to save face. They're not lucky or doing well. They're losing things. Opportunities are slipping away. Relationships are falling apart. Doors they thought were always open are now closed. This isn't bad luck. It's not just life being hard. It's the result of the choices they made. They didn't think you would rise again. They believed that hurting you, mocking you, and betraying you would make them feel powerful. They thought that pushing you down would lift them up. But they were wrong. While they were busy gossiping, lying, and working against you, something deeper was happening. You were healing. You were growing stronger. You were learning, getting wiser, and slowly stepping into the power that was always inside you. They weren't paying attention to that part. They missed it. Now, your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your rise is painful for them, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your success highlights their failure to grow. They couldn't build something of their own, so they tried to ruin what you were building. Your gifts scared them. Your light made them feel small, so they tried to dim it. But the truth has a way of rising, no matter how hard people try to bury it. And now, their lies are falling apart, exposed for everyone to see. It's not your job to carry their guilt. It's not your job to make them feel better about the choices they made. Don't shrink your light just to make someone else comfortable in the dark. Don't hide your success to protect their feelings. What you have now is not something you stole from them. It's something that was always meant for you. It's a return to what is rightfully yours. Their pain isn't some punishment from you. It's a natural result of how they treated you. You were tested. You went through fire. And you didn't lose your soul in the process. That's the real victory. They were exposed not by your words, but by the way their actions finally caught up with them. You didn't have to shout. You didn't need to prove anything. You just had to stay aligned. Your strength wasn't in revenge. It was in your refusal to become like them. Your reward is peace, clarity, and the freedom to move forward without bitterness. Keep walking. Keep rising. Let them deal with the mess they created. Let the weight of their own choices settle in. You don't need to interfere. You don't need to prove anything. The truth is doing that for you. Every tear you cried in silence, every night you felt alone, every time you wondered why this was happening, it wasn't for nothing. It was part of a bigger story. While they were laughing, the universe was planning your return. Your comeback isn't a coincidence. It's a divine response to your pain, your patience, and your persistence. What they thought was the end of your story was just the beginning of your rise. You never needed to expose them. Their behavior spoke for itself. Their lies are now being questioned. Their masks are slipping. The same people who once supported their actions are now seeing the truth. That's how justice works, not loud and messy, but quiet and exact. It doesn't need to shout. It arrives calmly, like a mirror that refuses to lie. They tried to bury you under shame and lies, but they didn't bury you. They planted you. And now you've grown. You've bloomed into someone more grounded, more powerful, more real than ever before. And that's what scares them the most, not that you made it, but that you became someone they can no longer control. Their fake stories are falling apart. The image they built around themselves is cracking. The control they once held is slipping out of their hands, and they're scared. You can see it in their eyes, hear it in their shaky words, feel it in the silence when you walk into a room. That fear isn't about you, it's about what you now represent. Truth, strength, and freedom. You don't owe them anything. You don't need to explain how you got here. You don't need to justify your peace. Your success speaks louder than any words ever could. Their downfall is not your victory, it's their responsibility. They had a chance to walk beside you. They had a front row seat to your greatness. But instead of supporting you, they chose envy. They chose destruction. Now that choice echoes back to them. So let it. Let it all unfold. You don't need to interfere. Divine justice doesn't ask for your help. It only needs you to witness what happens when truth finally comes to the surface. And you, chosen one, are that witness. You are living proof that stillness is not weakness, that peace is powerful, that you can heal without becoming hard, that you can grow without needing to seek revenge. You didn't chase after payback. You chose to rise. You chose healing over hate, wisdom over war, peace over pettiness. And now, everything that was taken from you is coming back, not always in the way you expected, but always in greater measure. Keep walking with your head high. Keep your shoulders back and your heart open. What you're stepping into now isn't just survival, it's purpose. It's destiny. You were never meant to stay broken. You were always meant to rise. Even when others tried to write your ending, the universe was writing your comeback. This is what justice looks like, not rage, not revenge, but restoration. It's balance returning to your life. It's you stepping into everything that was delayed but never denied. It's the truth rising like the sun, slow and steady, but impossible to stop. So don't feel guilty for your joy. Don't apologize for your blessings. Don't second guess the peace you found. You earned it. You endured for it. And now you're living it. What's happening to them isn't your fault. It's the weight of their own decisions. And they'll have to carry that themselves. You were never just surviving. You were becoming. You were being shaped into who you were always meant to be. And now that person is here. Fully. Completely. Unapologetically. Let your light shine without fear. Let your story speak without shame. Because what they tried to destroy only made you stronger. What they tried to steal was never really theirs. And what's coming to you now was always yours. This isn't revenge. This is restoration. This is justice. This is divine balance in motion. And it's only the beginning.